All right, guys, Miyamoto Musashi's The Book of Five Rings. This was called To Flood In. To flood in. I can imagine just to attack. To flood in. The Book of Fire. To flood in. If the fight develops to the point where neither you nor the enemy are able to make the killing strike, you will have the advantage if you suddenly change your technical strategy and proceed relentlessly with your attack. This is called flooding in. To back off and try to regain your composure gives the enemy the opportunity to do likewise. It then starts all over again. When you are in a fight, you are not in a contest to see who can outlast the other in a standoff. This is why you absolutely must train incessantly to develop the proper spirit that will enable you to continue attacking even under dire circumstances. This is why you absolutely must train incessantly to develop the proper spirit that will enable you to continue attacking even under dire circumstances. It is not a question of your technical ability, but it is certainly a matter of your desire to win with the spirit of the warrior. Something you can attain only when you have acknowledged the way as a true reality for you and you alone. I don't think it's the way as the Taoists spoke of the way. It's talking about the way of the warrior. I mean, this is combat. This is more, it's violence, right? Proceed relentlessly with your attack. This is called flooding in. To back off and try to regain your composure gives the enemy the opportunity to do the same. But then it starts all over again. But when you're in a fight, you're not in a contest to see who can outlast the other in a standoff. This is why you absolutely must train incessantly to develop the proper spirit that will enable you to continue attacking even under the dire circumstances. It is not a question of your technical ability, but it is certainly a matter of your desire to win with the spirit of the warrior. So like your heart, your conviction. Again, it starts with training. Like, let's see if upsets happen because of other factors. Yeah, we might overlook a guy, but it could be they didn't train enough. And so Mike Tyson loses one of the biggest upsets ever because it wasn't technically Mike Tyson was supposed to win. Let's use that word technically. It comes from being technical. Technically, Mike Tyson was supposed to win. But it's not a matter of your technique or being technical. At this point, remember, if the fight develops to a point where neither you nor the enemy are able to make the killing strike, maybe because you know he's supposed to be better than you, so you're not as confident. But in the end, again, this always comes down to equality and what to do different to finally get that edge over the guy. Remember when he spoke a couple chapters back, the form of four hands, something about having four hands. Like picture two people wrestling and being stuck, like no one can push the other back. They're both equal in everything. And at that point, you got to be creative. At that point, you have to be a quicker thinker. At that point, if you wanted it more, you would get there first by having that thought of creativity before the other guy, or thinking of outside the box. It's it's definitely like when a guy becomes champion, he's at that point he's holding the belt. Obviously, he had to go into the fight and win, but before that, he must have spent more time in that state of desire and conviction, and he in his psyche, which is the mind, which is your mind and your thoughts, and then the soma is the body, but the psyche is the mind. He must have spent more time desiring to be in that position than the guy he defeated. I really believe that. Maybe he didn't start them, but maybe during training, that guy took a couple shortcuts, and that other guy didn't. You know, granted, everything was equal, and then there was a couple of things here and there that where he got the edge. And so I'm not saying it's always like that. Some guys are just born certain ways, but yeah, to flood in.